Alright, hey guys, welcome back to the video, and today we have some new updates for Bannerlord. We have quite a bit on the forums, quite a bit that the devs have said, and also we have some bad news. I know it's been a couple of videos of a couple of delays, and I'm going to be honest with you, it looks like it is delayed again. Okay, well, not truly delayed, but you know, in people's eyes, it is delayed. They never really gave a specific time frame for when the patch was going to come out, but people have stated it is taking way too long for it to come out. As you can see on my channel, I've been posting a lot of different videos, a lot of different games. There's been a lot of games coming out, but yeah, you know, I'm always going to be here for Bannerlord news. Any update that comes out, there is an update that is also supposed to come out this week. They talk about it in one of these posts that I have. I have a lot of posts lined up, as you can see. But we should be getting a hotfix either this week or next week. Well, they call it a beta, a new beta, but it's like a mini. I would call it a mini new beta. It's 1.2.5, if I'm not mistaken, is the one that's going to come out soon. But let's go over what they said. This one is kind of going all the way back to October 1st, but I have ones that have been responded to today. Oh, and yesterday, as you can see right over here, but sometimes the times are a little bit messed up. But here are all the posts. Here's everything they had to say since October 1st, so you guys can stay up to date. All right, let's do it. So first, we have a player asking, as a council player, I was living my life happily without this game. Okay, I have played Warband in the past for a couple hundred hours and so until I saw the YouTube video for 1.2 update and said the council had cheats back in June. I then bought the game based off essential misinformation. Since this happened, I have gone back and rewatched the video because I was obviously frustrated that I bought something I felt was misrepresented to me. Okay, my conclusion was that an average run-of-the-mill council player, the YouTube video is exceptionally lacking when it comes to explaining what the features are not available to council yet. This was disappointing. Okay, by the way, Mr. John, I think John is the name of the YouTube commenter who also you know, pretty much comments on every single video. Just, you know, I see you, man, and I told you that I was going to ban you if you pretty much posted more misinformation. While you were kind of right, I'm going to let you get away with it this time. You over-exaggerated what the devs have said, okay? But here's what the devs have said in explanation to this, you know. And for anybody who's wondering, well, what did John say? This is just me talking directly to him because he watches every single one of my videos, okay? This is me talking to you. I'm going to let you get away with it this time, but you better stop doing all that misinformation yourself, okay? Moving on. The dev responds and says, while the video does explain that 1.2 features are on Steam beta branch at the beginning, I think you are right that they could be made more explicit. Let's go back to the video because I love starting up the drama with the people who take everything way too seriously. Where is it? What is the most recent video? Right here.
Greetings, warriors of Coradia. In this development update, we will have a look at some of the post-release highlights that were introduced in the current live version 1.10, as well as our recent Steam beta version 1.2.0. To start, let's jump right into our new scene additions. We have introduced an additional 6 battle terrains, bringing the total to 76 unique battles. We have also added 15 different cheats. They can be
Bannerlord, as well as our recent Steam beta version 1.2. Okay, and then it links the beta and it links the live version, which tells you. Okay, I can see where it could come from. I can see where it could come from. But I think if you just did just a little bit more research before you bought the game, I think you could easily find what you were looking for. That's just me saying it. Sorry. I know I was going to jump on and be like, oh, I can't believe you're defending them again. This misrepresentation. It's stated, you know what I mean? A couple clicks, a little bit of reading. I know sometimes it's a little bit too hard to do nowadays. A little short attention span of everyone. But I digress. Moving on. He says, I think you are right that it could have been more explicit by repeating that this in the council specific feature section. Please note that this will be available after the beta update is released to live. This is something we can improve upon in future updates. There you go. There it is. It's going to be improved. I understand that people are excited about these features, and this is fundamentally a positive thing. Believe it or not, we're excited to share our work with players. That's kind of what I always say. It's like, why would the devs just hold on to it if everybody wants it? Like, there has to be a problem, because if they had it, they would just release it, because that would make everybody happy. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a backwards thinking for you to think, oh, they're doing it on purpose. It's just like, in what world does that make sense? Still, there's no magic button that will create a sufficiently stable build. It simply takes time and effort. We could share the beta build later in development and communicate what we are working on later, but that would only create the illusion of you receiving it faster and having to wait less from the point of knowing about it. While in reality, the reduced beta collaboration may well extend the overall time or lead to a less stable live release. Okay, so pretty much what they're saying is the reason why there's still released betas and live versions is because the more players can try out the beta, the more bugs can be found, the more crashes can be found, the more issues or blockers, whatever you want to call it, can be found by the players as well as by the team. So therefore, it's a little collaboration to pretty much find the problems and solve them a lot quicker than if that was not the case. And to be honest with you, I like how they do it. The whole beta live, you still have a game to play that's stable. It's just the live version. And if you want to try out new features, it is the beta version. Unfortunately, on consoles, someone did comment one time that Xbox does have it, but I'm going to reiterate it again. Does Xbox and PlayStation actually have a a place where if you go into your settings of a game, you can choose between the different patches in the game? Is that a thing? Because again, I do not have either console, so I do not know. But you let me know if that's a thing. But as far as I know, and as far as the devs have stated, and other game devs have stated, that is currently not a feature. That is why on Steam, most of the time you will see beta and live versions or different versions of the game, because Steam allows you to post a good amount of versions of the game, pretty much that you can access, that any player can access and change the patch. But you let me know. Similarly, I assume everyone is agreed that the beta shouldn't make it to live with significant known stability or performance issues. Yes, I think so. That makes sense. What is clear is that you'll receive these changes. It also won't be years before that happens. True. Might be months, but it's not going to be years. And unfortunately, this patch is taking a long time, but usually most beta transitions into live usually take like 1 to 2 months at best. This one's taking more. I don't know if it's like, 3 months now, maybe 4 months. I haven't really been keeping track completely, but probably it's 3 months now. So it is a little bit longer than usual. You can admit that, but as they stated, there are issues. It's just, what else do you want them to say? They can't give you the full layout of their company because, again, that's kind of, there's confidentiality there, or whatever they want to call it. As for people defending Tail Worlds, this is another player saying, as for people defending Tail Worlds, most of them I feel are people above the rank of recruits, so it seems you have gotten a better title for all their efforts. Wrong. Guess what, buddy? I don't have an account. I am known as the biggest defender. You understand me? The biggest defender. And I still don't have an account. So I am beyond recruit. I am an unverified. You know what I mean? And he says forum ranks are based solely on time spent online. Also, recruits are newly registered users. Grandmaster Knights lived a year of their life on the forums. Yeah, it's usually based on how much time you spend on the forums or how much you post. I've been part of a couple forums when I was like a little kid, so that's usually how all forums work. You know what I mean? It's a system that's just always worked that way, if that kind of makes sense, right? And obviously there's other ranks that you can get for doing specific different things or being a moderator and certain things like that. Like, as you can see, he's a developer, so he has a developer tag, and so on and so on. But usually it has to do with time or with amount of posts that you have posted, regardless of the poster defending or saying bad things. It doesn't matter what you say. It's just, that's how it's based usually. Moving on, we have a player saying, I'm not sure if this was an accidental bug or if it was removed on purpose, but I noticed in beta 1.2.4, the option to choose which prisoners you ransom is gone. Okay, so that is a problem that people are having, and the community manager said, how are you trying to ransom them? So pretty much they might not know about this, but it's good to bring to their attention. Next person says, is the patch seemingly likely to be released live today/tomorrow? If not, what issues are remaining to be resolved until the patch is moved to live? And then we have the community manager responding, beta 1.2x won't be released to live this week. There you go. That was on Thursday of last week, okay? Because currently we are on Wednesday. So we are about 1 week past him saying this, right? Or 6 days, right? Close enough, just about. Next, moving on. We have a person saying, in this given example, would all troops under the command of the player get plus 3% the effects of both deaf hands and form? Okay, we're just talking about a specific, what do you call it? Specific perk. Okay. Okay, so pretty much whatever the bonus is for the Deaf Hands and Form armor perk, you don't get double that bonus if you have both of them. You only get one of the bonuses, and the bonus goes to all players in the captain's command. There you go. Moving on. We have a player saying, what was even the point of patch 1.16? Let's go back to it. Just so we stay on topic over here. Patch point 1.16, we had a crash fix, right, that occurred when updating the total play time. That happens a lot, usually whenever you play the game on Steam, or most places, I guess. It kind of shows you how much total time you played, so that's a pretty significant crash. Then they fixed a bug that caused crafted weapons weight to be increased after loading a save, so pretty much if you had a smithing playthrough, you might be absolutely over encumbered very quickly. And then a couple of multiplayer crashes. So it looks like just a bunch of little bug and crash fixes. There we go. Then the community manager says, addressing a critical multiplayer issue brought up to us by the community that required client-side changes and couldn't wait for the beta to move to live. Yes, also the live version, which is 1.1.6, is where you see the multiplayer side of the game. So most people who are playing the multiplayer side of the game are on the live version. I know currently there is a beta version of the multiplayer, but that's just for really testing. People who play multiplayer kind of like religiously, they usually stick to the live version of the game because that's where all the servers are at most of the time. Right now is the exception for kind of like some of the beta changes that we received in patch 1.2.4, if I'm not mistaken, or 1.2.3 to all the troop and damage and all those other changes, right? Then he says, we're working on resolving the outstanding issues on beta. There you go. They are still working on it as of yesterday, which is Tuesday, the 17th of October. Moving on. We have this right over here. We have another person saying, will 1.2 be released by the end of the week? So this was yesterday, so they're asking, will it be released by the, I guess, the 20th, because they don't release on Saturday or Sunday. So the 20th of October. Then developer respondent said, no, wouldn't expect it this month either. We will probably drop another beta update first. There it is. So that kind of coincides with what I said, that they will be dropping another beta. I can see it's either this week or next week. I don't know exactly where I saw. Maybe I kind of misread. But I thought I saw a developer say that they are dropping one in a week. But it looks like we are going to receive another beta. Probably beta 1.2.5 is going to be released before we see them move to live. And we will not see them move to live this month. Could possibly be next month. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what the updates say. And obviously I'm going to keep you up to date on that. But it looks like we will see patch 1.2. Not 1.2. Which one is it now? I just want to make sure I have the right one. Yeah, 1.2.5 is going to be the next one in line. We'll see if it gets a lot of changes like 1.2.4 got, because 1.2.4, let me just see if I can find it real quick. Ooh, I'll be honest, I don't know exactly which page it's on. I'm going to guess. If I guess this right, oh my goodness. Had to be in like the 40s, right? Holy! Man, I'll be remembering. Okay. But yeah, here's beta patch 1.2.4, and it had quite a bit of changes compared to other previous beta that we got. Obviously, it doesn't have as much as the original 1.2.0 beta, but it did have a lot of changes, especially a lot of multiplayer changes. But yeah, Unfortunately, it looks like we are delayed again. You hate to see it, you hate to dream about it, you hate to think about it, but guess what? We're here. You know, it is what it is. Then we have some good news. Good news before we end off. We have a person saying, Deal Terror Worlds, is there any way you can remove the 2048 unit cap on battle size for the game? By the way, the reason they did this and why they kind of capped it out, because before you could actually go out, if I'm not mistaken, what was the number before that you can go up to? Was it like 5,000 or something of that number? Or was it more? People who played the beta, there was, I want to say like maybe like a year and a half ago. No, even more, probably 2 years ago. They put a cap on it because a lot of players didn't realize why their game was running really badly. And most of the time, it was because most players tried to max out the unit cap as much as they could, and sometimes the game would default to that. Therefore, they just put the cap on there because most players were, complaining about performance issues, crash issues, and all of that when they didn't have the computer that can support the huge battles that were going on. But, the devs have said that they will bring it up in discussion. They will bring it up for discussion. That means we could possibly see it again. Again, also, the devs, the reason they said that they were also capping it was because when you get to the high numbers like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, only like the highest of high end PCs can handle that. And to be honest with you, uh, that's only like it's not even like 3% of players that have that type of PC. You know what I mean? The average player who plays video games doesn't have a huge high end PC. So it doesn't affect too many players, and not too many players will use the option even when it comes back, if it does come back. But for those that can, guess what? It's being brought up in discussion, so we'll see if they decide to revert that change and go from there. But yeah, it looks like we have another delay. This is kind of like the part of the video where I'm just going to do a quick summary of everything that we have gone over. First, we have gone over kind of like the misinformation, I guess, that kind of happened, even though it wasn't really misinformation because the change is still going to come. It's just a little bit backed up. And it's also stated, if just did a little bit of clicking here and there. It's okay though. It's okay though. I'm not blaming anybody. It is what it is. So we've gone over that. We have gone over some potential issues that they are going to look at. Then we have, that one's kind of doesn't really matter as much. What was the point of 1.16? A couple of crash fixes, a couple of bug fixes. And then moving on, the patch is delayed until next month, November. We'll see if that changes. We'll see when we do get that. We'll see what else the devs have to say. Again, I will be posting when the new 1.2.5 gets posted. As they say right over here, it will drop before then. And then also the unit cap might be going up. But that's going to do it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.